Happy New Year, Australia, for we are one and free.
Australia has changed one word in its national anthem. The second line of the anthem, Advance Australia Fair, has been changed from, For we are young and free, to, For we are one and free. Advance Australia Fair is the national anthem of Australia. Created by the Scottish-born composer Peter Dodds McCormick, the song was first performed in 1878 and sung in Australia as a patriotic song. It replaced God Save the Queen as the official national anthem in 1984. However, some of the original words were altered for official version. Since the original lyrics were written in 1878, there have been several changes, in some cases with the intent of increasing the anthem's inclusiveness and gender neutrality. The original song was 4 verses long. For its adoption as the national anthem, the song was cut from 4 verses to 2. The first verse was kept largely as the 1878 original, except for the change in the first line from Australia's sons let us rejoice, to Australians all let us rejoice. The second, third and fourth verses of the original were dropped, in favor of a modified version of the new third verse which was sung at Federation in 1901. Now the new change that takes effect on January 1, 2021 is the first amendment to Advance Australia Fair since 1984. Now the lyrics will read, Australians all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. The problem with the word is that, young, in the national anthem had implied that Australia history only start with colonization. Australia marks January 26 as the date when the First Fleet sailed into Sydney Harbour in 1788, carrying mostly convicts and troops from Britain. But many Indigenous people in the country referred to Australia Day as the Invasion Day. They have complained the anthem fails to recognise thousands of years of Aboriginal culture.
We want to, have a date where we can all celebrate Australia, but January 26th is not it, and it kind of glosses over some of those horrific historical injustices that my people have had to endure.
So the Australia has changed one word in its national anthem to reflect the spirit of unity and the country's Indigenous population. It is an attempt by the government to be more inclusive of the country's Indigenous population. Australia's first people, known as Aboriginal Australians, have lived on the continent for over 50,000 years. Today, there are 250 distinct language groups spread throughout Australia. Aboriginal Australians are split into 2 groups: Aboriginal peoples, who are related to those who already inhabited Australia when Britain began colonising the island in 1788, and Torres Strait Islander peoples, who descend from residents of the Torres Strait Islands, a group of islands that is part of modern-day Queensland. In 2016, an estimated 798,365 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people were in Australia, representing 3.3% of the total Australian population. The Indigenous population is projected to reach about 1.1 million people by 2031. The reactions to the change have been mixed across the country. Many in Australia's political circles have welcomed the move, saying it was long overdue. But there have also been those in Australia's political circles who have criticised the change. Queensland Nationals Senator and former Minister Matthew Canavan objected to the change. Still, some people feel that the change is not significant enough, according to CNN, with former boxing champion and rugby player Anthony Mundine, an Aboriginal Australian, saying the old song should be scrapped altogether and replaced by a new one.